Welcome everyone to Haven of Horror. As always, I am Subject. I have Robert, Angry Orchard, Wild, and Noah doesn't like Friday the 13th. Uh,
Oh,
yeah.
How long did it
Uh,
take you to think of that one?
5 seconds. Uh, it's here. 16 years waiting for 15-minute short film. So Robert, this was your idea, and you're the only one here that I don't know's opinion of this overall. What did you think of Sweet Revenge?
interesting. We're jumping right into it. Do you want to get more into context what this thing even is in a
Oh.
minute,
I
or
have
you
a
want me to
lot
just?
of context because
Okay, so this is from the Jason universe. This is the first product that they're putting out. First bit of Jason content we're getting that we've had since 2009. That remake, ever since the lawsuit was settled. Victor Miller's the producer on this thing, so we got plenty of more Jason stuff on the horizon, and this is their first feature out, and it's very strange. I didn't find out until later, as we were discussing before recording, that this is a tie-in with Angry Orchard, who specializes in apple cider, and they've got a Jason special drink coming out. That this is a tie-in. That's what this thing is. That's why it exists. That's why it's on YouTube. It's also hard to find. I don't know if you guys ran into that issue where you have to go to like the Jason Universe YouTube channel to even watch this thing. What did I think of it? Eh? Like, I have no strong feelings one way or the other,
oh, so I'm the
but
only one here that has strong feelings about this thing. Okay.
I think the conversation and background on this thing is more interesting than the piece itself. Um, it had some okay moments. It's got one standout kill. I think the actress who plays the main final girl here is pretty good. Um, I don't know if it's not great. It's all about context and okay, we'll get more into it in a minute. To wrap it up here, this is just a very strange thing to lead with. It's all this is a new case study in context and expectations. A lot of people are angry about this. A lot of people were very disappointed by it. If you're a Jason fan, and yeah, my reaction is it exists. I could watch it and move on. I have questions. It's weird, but also not
So,
weird enough.
real quick
It's
before we
those are my initial thoughts.
before we get too much further into it, chat just popped off. Hayden says that he assumed he would be Angry Orchard, but you're not here like in the call, so you don't get a
You
nickname.
don't get a nickname,
Uh,
Hayden.
he says he's Robert likes everything wild. It's true.
That's
Uh,
not true. I hated that horrible 13 Ghosts remake.
well,
That's an example of something I didn't like.
sometimes you're wrong. It happens a lot, but it's okay. Tyler, are they doing more Jason short films or just the Pamela series? They haven't announced anything.
Yeah,
Um,
we didn't even know
Hayden,
about this thing until what, like a month ago?
yeah, like a month
What?
ago.
Yeah.
Had
Uh,
no idea that this existed until Robert posted it.
yeah, because Noah lives under a rock.
Mm-hmm. It's a big
Uh,
rock.
Hayden, I might try the Jason. I might try the Jason one at some point too if I can find it.
Now, you know what? I might try it at some point.
That'll
to
be
take anything out of
that'll be
this
the
thing, I
next
might
review.
try.
That'll be the next
Yeah.
review. We all buy Angry Orchard and review it.
Do you like apple cider? It might be good.
Yeah. Um. Okay.
I
So
want to hear from Noah.
okay, Noah, because
Okay.
Robert doesn't want to hear me talk.
Well, I can
What?
see, John, you're like chomping at the bit. You're like ready
No, it's
to
fine.
tear into this
Noah,
thing.
go ahead.
Um, okay.
Um,
Yeah.
what did you think of Sweet Revenge?
Yeah, so Sweet Revenge is a 15-minute long Friday the 13th movie.
Barely.
I mean, yeah, it exists. I'm gonna echo a lot of what Robert just said. I watched it. I thought it had some cool moments. Um, I'm gonna be, and I was talking to John a little bit before we went live, because he was like, "Oh yeah, I excited to talk about this," and I was upfront with him. I was just kind of like, "I don't really have anything to say about this." um, but what I will say is, it's got some good moments, particularly the scene where Jason like breaks into the cabin and like the kitchen scene. That's all really well directed. There's a lot of you can see like the same brutality that he had in the 2009 remake is there, and I thought that there was some like good kills in this, but you know, I think out of the three of us, I'm the one that has like the lowest expectations for anything Friday the 13th. So it's like completely met it, and it's like, yeah, you know, it's fine. I don't know. I really have no other thoughts other than I do think if this is used like visually and like the execution of some of the like gorier kills and stuff, using this as a blueprint for a future Friday the 13th movie, I think this is a pretty solid blueprint. Um, but yeah, that's about all I have to say for right now.
Okay, so I, to be fair to the piece, admittedly, I got a little more excited than I probably should have going into it. You know, been waiting 16 years for a new Jason thing. Um, the only thing we've had between movies is the game that died. Like, that game only lasted what, 2 years, if that?
2 or 3 years, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, you know, there's a new Jason thing. I didn't even need this to be high art or excellent. I just wanted maybe a short film that is like the third act of a Friday movie, right? Jason shows up, starts killing people, the woman runs away. What we got is an incomprehensible mess that has maybe one good kill, a Jason with no presence or aura, looks like a cosplayer in a hockey mask, and a final girl that I don't know what the fuck is happening there. I've seen a lot of people comparing this to Halloween Ends, and I can kind of see why. What is happening in this short film?
If the goal was to be as confusing and ridiculous as a lot of the Friday the 13th movies are,
This
I
is more
guess they should have gone with.
incomprehensible than any of those.
I can't agree with that, but it
I
is
mean,
weird.
I could follow it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
So then, how did she walk away from a machete through the chest?
I'm not saying it logically. I'm not saying this is set in our reality. I'm saying of the events in the plot, I could follow it.
my because this is gonna be a quick discussion. There's a reason why we only slated 30 minutes
Yeah.
for this. My takeaway, at least watching it a second time, and I saw some other chatter about this, was okay. I think what happens is she drowns, she dies in the lake, and then comes back to life and gets her sweet revenge later because the title. And that's why she survives the machete to the chest, which also really confused me on first viewing. How? Why? I don't know. It's a weird subversion like thing they're doing to put a spin on it. I don't hate the idea. It just feels like for what they're going for, it's too short. Like this is
It's
one of
too
those
short,
linear.
and you can't do that after Halloween Ends, and
I think that's impressive.
especially not for Jason's return to any kind of screen.
I think that's a stretch, but I don't want to get derailed on that. I don't know. I'm more with Noah, where it's mostly a pretty traditional Friday the 13th thing. It hits most of the beats. It has a weird spin on it that I don't think completely lands. Here's the thing. Here's what I was alluding to earlier with context and expectations. If let's say that new Friday the 13th movie comes out, right? And we find out, oh hey, we had some extra time and money and we just shot this little 15 minute extra thing, little short, put on the Blu-ray. Most people are cool with it. Like, oh, that's a neat little extra thing. I think that's how that goes down. When this is your first Jason Universe official piece of content out there, yeah, it's gonna rub some people the wrong way. It's what it is. It is what it is. It's an officially licensed fan film. This is
I've
better
seen
than
fan
some.
films that were better than this.
I have two. Never Hike Alone. Big recommend. That is I don't know, like 30-minute short that's very simple. It's very focused. It has a spin on it. It's not a completely typical Friday the 13th thing. There aren't a lot of kills. So if that's what you're there for, you're going to be disappointed. But in terms of performance, writing, atmosphere, execution, like I would say that Never Hike Alone short film, which I do want to which I do want to cover.
I do
want
to cover. It's so good.
It's so good. That is better than this. But I've also seen worse fan films and.
I admit I don't watch a lot of fan films.
Like that's just how this feels like, right? That's just what this feels like. It's an officially licensed fan film.
Well, what's crazy is I don't know if you looked into this. This is the director of the new Silent Night remake.
That is true.
If this is the kind of work that he's going to put into that movie, I am no longer excited. This was a failure on every level.
I wouldn't say every level. I think
I'm shocked that you're going that far.
The daytime shots looked atrocious. The nighttime shots, there was a couple of cool shots. There's one good kill. It is impossible to follow on a first viewing.
I wouldn't call it impossible.
The killer is basically Jason has no presence in this short film.
So yeah,
because he's not.
I was going to respond to when you mentioned Jason earlier. I do think that Jason looks cool in this when you can see him.
I think he looks fine.
I think it looks like a $2 Jason costume from down the street at the Halloween store.
And I don't know if this is a problem with like how I watched it, the screen I watched it on, but I think a lot of the nighttime scenes are like very poorly lit in this.
Well, that's just modern lighting.
Yeah, I have this problem in a lot of modern horror movies, but it continues in this.
I echo Noah's sentiments of when we're in the cabin at nighttime, but it's well lit, like that the big Jason set piece you get. I think that looks fine.
I think he looks good there because you can make him out for when he's outside, you can barely even see like the details of his hockey mask.
And honestly, I've watched it twice now. I couldn't even tell you if he has the axe mark in the mask. I wasn't looking for it. I didn't notice it. I don't know.
Well,
but
I don't think he does.
Here's the thing, though, and I have this with some other fan films. It's very easy to reproduce the look of those films, given how cheap they were in the first place. And to its credit, whatever like location they used, I think mostly captures the look of the original Crystal Lake from the first film. The problem is, and a lot of fan films have this problem, it's when it's shot on digital like this, it looks too clean. It looks too bright. The grit it's missing from those original films is the film texture. Those being shot on film give it like half of its atmosphere. Which is funny because that's how all movies are shot then, but still that's a hard thing to replicate on digital unless you put like a shield.
So I took a screen cap from the short earlier. I can mostly see everything. I can't see like the red lines, but I did zoom in. I just posted it in our group chat. He does not have the axe mark in the mask.
Because I was trying to pay attention to see if this was the same design as that. Because remember they had that official announcement where they showed off the new official Jason design of the Jason universe. So this is probably that, but I couldn't really make it out all that well in this.
Austin's in the chat. He just sent a mermaid emoji.
It's holistic.
Tyler says John's ripping this in half like it's Ice Cube's War of the Worlds. I mean, I haven't seen that. I don't really care to. But when this is your first Jason thing in 16 years, official Jason short film, I expect a little more effort than this nonsense. And also, this would be like if the new Blumhouse Halloween trilogy started with Halloween Ends.
I can't agree with that comparison, but I don't want to get stuck on it.
Yeah,
I think it's with me. I think that's hyperbolic.
But that's in the short film. She's the next Jason or whatever, if that's your read.
Yeah, but that
I
I,
think
I think that
that's
that is such a reach.
yeah. The ending's lame. Like it's just they're gonna fight or something, and then it cuts off because
Yeah.
yeah. Like I think the ending's lame, but I don't. How is this any different than like introducing a girl with psychic powers in part 7? Like I don't know.
The
Yeah, it's
the
weird. It's
okay, so
confusing.
here's the difference. So in this short film, and I don't even know what this main girl's name is. Did anybody catch any of the names
Eve?
in
I don't
this?
remember.
I think her name's Eve.
So we start out at the typical beginning of a Friday movie, and then we skip to the end with the final girl chase. Except somehow she's immortal, which we never explain.
Yep.
And then she murders an innocent person that's trying to help her escape.
Yep.
And then she fights Jason.
Do you
The
remember what that innocent person did?
Yeah, she slept with her boyfriend.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why she
that
kills
makes it
her.
okay.
That's why I said, yeah.
No, I'm
That's why
not
it's super right.
justifying it morally. I'm just trying to explain the motivation.
But
What
but here's the
happened?
but that's the difference, right? Tina is obviously not another Jason. She is a obstacle for Jason to overcome. This is it's just Jason again. She's an immortal person. She's brought back from the lake immortal somehow.
Yeah.
We're not going to explain
Yeah,
that.
somehow.
And then
Hey,
she kills
John.
people.
Yeah, but they
One
don't
of
explain
my-
it for Jason.
Yeah, one of my favorite films of the series, part 2, doesn't explain how Jason is alive.
Like, why is he a big buff man now when he was a scrawny little kid in the first one?
Who drowned in the lake, but his body was never found. So that's all you need.
Yeah, that is all I need for this franchise.
Okay. Like I'm not gonna die on this hill. Like I didn't care much for this. It's whatever. But I'm just like, yeah, it's a
Oh,
Friday the 13th thing. I just find it funny that you're so hung up on it being confusing and not making sense. I'm like, you know what series we're talking about, right?
okay, but there's always an eternal logic to the Friday the 13th movies.
Is there?
Retcon.
It
So all of the final girls can get stabbed and survive with no explanation.
This one can.
Oh, okay. So
God,
we've just can do whatever.
Can you explain the internal logic of part 8 when that girl has like psychic visions of Jason as a child?
We established that
trouble,
there are people with supernatural abilities in this world.
like this girl that resurrected.
Did she have those before the weird time skip?
I don't know. Do you know why she sees Jason as like a little human child at the end when he gets
Yeah, because she almost
New York acid?
because New York famously floods with toxic sludge.
Yeah.
This is not a series known for internal logic. Noah, any more thoughts?
No. I'm sorry, because like I said before, I went in with such not even low expectations. I just don't have high standards for Friday the 13th. So I was just like, oh yeah, this is all right.
Yeah. I also think this is a series that is easier to produce something like a fan film for because the root of this is something that is so cheap, which
Yeah.
is what those movies were. And if this were hypothetically a fan film, I think most people would go, "Oh, that was cute," and move on. Like this is an officially licensed fan film, so
So we
take
should
that
hold it to a
however
higher
you will.
standard.
I'm not even saying we shouldn't.
But I mean, you're also
it's just
hand waving away any potential problems by these other movies also did this.
I'm not saying they aren't problems.
John, the standard that we're holding it to is the other Friday
Fast
the
food.
13th movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the movies that you're going to are also the ones that people don't like that much.
I like part 2. I don't know if that's a hot take.
Well, but a retcon is different than introducing a new aspect to the franchise that has never been done before with no explanation.
Well, when you get to the end of part 3 and zombie Pamela jumps out of the water to grab the girl, what is the internal logic of that? I could keep going.
It's been a minute since
Also-
I've seen that one, but isn't that a dream?
Also, I feel like every Friday movie has its fans.
Oh,
So it's not just
absolutely,
like
yeah.
it's not just like we're going to the hated ones. Like people like part 8, right?
People really like part 7, yeah.
Yeah, people like part 7, but I'm saying I'm not going to say, "Oh, this happened in part 8, so it's okay that this happened in this short film." They're two different things.
I'm not saying they aren't. I just again, you're holding these to a higher standard than I am.
Yeah, it's a
But
character that I like that hasn't been on screen for 16 years.
well, and also okay, but here's the thing. Well, we know that a show is coming, which is also a brand new show from the ground up. Like the original showrunner's gone. Whatever they were originally doing,
Whatever that is
it
going to
was
be,
shut
I
down.
don't
So
know.
whatever it's gonna be, we know Pamela's in it, played by Linda Cardellini. So we got the show coming, right? We know that they're working on a new movie, and we know that they're working on games and stuff. So I don't know. It's just if it. I agree that this is probably a mistake to be the first thing you put out. It's just like okay. What I originally assumed this was when we got that trailer for Sweet Revenge, I was like, oh, this is probably like a tie-in thing to the Universal maze they're doing for Halloween Horror Nights this year, because Jason Universe is going to have a presence there. They're going to have a maze. And I thought, oh, they probably just want to put out a short film to have something to promote that. No, this is a Angry Orchard tie-in, the company
Which
I've
I
never
also
heard
don't
of
understand how
before.
this is a tie into that. Is anybody drinking Angry Orchard in this?
Often, and this is why I'm
Okay.
glad I watched the second time.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Noah said earlier he didn't notice much obvious product placement. When you're looking for it, it's extremely obvious.
Okay.
It's the drinks our group brings. You see her drinking one when she's by herself, and the creepy old guy staring at her. He's also eating apples. That's like
Yes.
the creepy old guy's thing. Get it? Jason tries to kill a girl, and I didn't notice even what this was, but it's an apple slicer
Oh,
that
is that
he's
what that
trying to
is?
kill.
Okay.
Yeah, when she's on the so once you know that, it's really funny how much apple imagery.
That's hilarious.
That is
Not the
pretty funny.
company, not Apple
That's
products, just apples.
yeah.
Because Angry
Yeah,
Orchard.
because as you were describing that, the first thing I remembered was, oh yeah, that old guy's got apples. He's got a thing where he's just slowly eating
So strange.
apples.
And you know what? Maybe their official Jason limited edition apple cider drink. Maybe it's good. I don't know. I
Yeah.
drink it. I'd give it a shot.
I'll try it.
And, okay, but John, here's to throw you a bone, and this is my main issue with this thing. I think for what they're going for, it's not long enough. You need another 10 or 15 minutes to flesh out what they're doing here. Or do the opposite, where if this was just a couple minutes and it was upfront with what this is, if it was more upfront with what this is, of this is an Angry Orchard apple cider tie-in, here you go, here's a fun little Jason short of him killing somebody, and there's some products there. If it was like 2 minutes long, I don't think you have as strong a negative reaction to it. I think it's just this weird nebulous middle ground where it's just not
All,
hitting whatever they're going for.
all you had to do was just make a Friday the 13th short movie. I don't know what they made, but
and that's what I think it mostly is.
but
It hits all the beats.
But all the Friday stuff happens off screen. We start at the beach and then we time skip to the final chase at the end of the movie. You cut out the middle of a Friday the 13th movie. No, you cut out the beginning. You start in the middle and get to the end.
Okay.
No,
Sure.
but they condense all of the like killing stuff in that kitchen scene.
Yeah. We see
But
a bunch of bodies. That's where you get a lot of
yeah,
gore.
that stuff
like,
all happens off
the
screen.
Scene where she finds when she finds the old guy and he's got the knife in his eye and the apple in his mouth, like that's very Friday 13th ish. Like we also find bodies in interesting positions and stuff. That's a slasher trope that Friday 13th does.
Yeah.
I'm
No, you know what this should have been? This should have been him placing those bodies in those positions. I want to see that.
No, I mean, and I'll be honest, like I said earlier, I think you could use this as the blueprint for a new Friday
please,
movie.
God, no.
Yeah, no, just like we always talk about, don't do it as a legacy sequel or try to tie into anything. Just make a new movie where Jason kills new people. And
it's just a new Jason thing, yeah.
Yeah, and I would like to see like the same level of gore and brutality brought to it that's in the short.
And the spin they are going for of like maybe the lake is cursed. Maybe that's the explanation for how Jason came back and how this girl comes back. Like that spin on it they're doing, you need a longer runtime. You need more than 15 minutes to make that work, in my opinion. And that's the main thing that didn't work for me in this. And the atmosphere isn't fully there because again, the colors aren't great. It looks too digital. That's the big
Yeah.
thing that makes it look off. But yeah, you get one really good kill where Jason kills the guy with the motor. That was gory. That was fun. Yeah, I don't know. It exists. I
Yeah,
watched it.
the other thing I just remembered too is I assume the score throughout all of this is just reused from the movies.
I couldn't tell.
Okay.
I assume it was a new composer remixing
Okay.
the original score. That's what I assume.
Because I would like to see that same, style of music in a new movie. Very much, just doing the Friday score without
Yeah,
reusing.
this is. I will say this has more of the classic Friday score than like the 2009 remake has, because that's mostly of its time very modern horror movie music. It doesn't have a
Great.
lot of the classic Friday beats to it.
David's in the chat says, I'm not over how dumb the Jason universe logo looks. Yeah, I don't know
I know.
why
I agree.
they had to
That
put the
logo sucks.
numbers. Yeah, it's the only. There's no like quality screen caps of this thing.
Yeah, well, and I get why there's a 1 and a 3 in it, but because they're broken up, like you don't even see like, oh,
It
it's
looks
13.
really. It took me a
It
second
doesn't
as I
work.
was looking. I was like, wait a minute. What? Oh,
It's the Jason on 1-3ers.
But yeah, this was Jason's big, or not so big. So no,
His
I
big
will meet you in
comeback.
the middle. I won't mind if they use the level of gore and some of the kills here. They need a new Jason. This one sucks.
And to me, again, it's like, okay, he's no Kane Hodder, obviously. He's no Derek Mears, but most of those Jason guys were just like working stuntmen and they hadn't really figured out his personality yet. Like,
Okay, but
I
that's
think
not an
he's on
excuse in
par with
2025.
most of-
We have a set personality for Jason. This Jason looks like it. Like I said, his costume looks like it was bought at the dollar store. The other thing is
I think that's
he
not
is no. Go look at it again. It's a Halloween costume.
I disagree. I've seen Halloween costumes that are much cheaper than this.
And he's either too short or too thin, one or the other. You can have a short Jason like Kane Hodder, but then he needs to be really bulky, or you need a tall Jason. This one is neither.
I think he's fine. He gives a quality performance. It's fine. It's a short. Again, if this was a feature film, I'd probably be more critical of how Jason's portrayed. But yeah, I think he's on par with some of the other guys.
Thank you,
I have strong
Draven.
opinions on it.
Says sure was a scrawny Jason. Yeah, this is the
I didn't have a
scrawniest
problem.
Jason in cinematic history.
Not true. But like the one from 2 is definitely shorter than this guy. I think.
But he was more muscular. This is a really scrawny.
Yeah,
And
hillbilly guy.
that one is from memory. That one's got a little more muscle on him. I would. I'll give you, John. I would like a maybe slightly tweaked Jason design for a full feature film.
Me too.
And better lighting.
Better light. I mean, Robert and I have complained about lighting 100 million times.
Oh god, yeah. And the mask, like I will say, it's either too big or his head is too small. I don't like. There's something off. There,
so what you're saying is he's too small.
I don't know. His height didn't stand out to be.
Okay, but when I say he's scrawny, I don't mean just the height. The height is part of the problem. Again, you have to be either tall or bulky. Go back to those old Jason actors; they were more muscular.
Some are, but his shape changes like every movie until you get to Hodder. So again,
not that drastically though.
Very drastically. Dude, go from like part 3 to part 6, and yeah, there's a pretty drastic.
I'm not an expert on this. I won't argue that.
And then this is bad comparison since it's not technically Jason, but like Roy never the part 5 one never.
Well, that's what we're going for comparison.
I'm just saying.
Hey, technically, he is a Jason. He's a guy in a hockey mask.
Anyway, we had somehow ended up going over. Yeah, that was.
Someone was very passionate about this short.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Jason Voorhees. This is what we got.
Yeah. For now, there's other stuff coming.
Hey, he's back.
The
John, the man behind the mask.
So,
He's out of
Robert,
control.
I am excited for the show, but the show doesn't count because that's clearly not going to be a Jason thing.
Sure.
So we don't
And
actually have like an announced. I don't think they've announced a movie yet, haven't they?
they've just said that they're working on one. And
Yeah.
I will say, and you can take this as a criticism of the short. This doesn't make me more or less excited for that. And I highly doubt anybody that hands on with this are going to be who they get for that. Could be wrong. We'll see. This director is doing that Silent Night movie. We'll see how that turns out. But I'm just assuming with what this is, which is an Angry Orchard ad, I'm not going to assume that anybody involved with this are going to be like making that movie.
Oh,
We'll see. Time will tell. So
Yeah.
I just don't. I'm with Noah. I just don't have strong feelings on this. Like it exists. It happened. I moved on. It's not great.
you haven't moved on. We're talking about it.
But do you see where I'm coming from, though? Of like, if this was just a couple of minutes, you think for you it would be less offensive? Because if it was more upfront of what this is, which is an Angry Orchard tie in just a couple minutes, here's a little Jason thing.
I think if it was a couple
That's it.
minutes, you wouldn't do the supernatural lake nonsense. So I'd be more
Definitely
fine
not.
with that.
It would be more condensed.
Yeah. A Jason short film is the simplest thing in the world. I don't need undead final girls ending with a fight with Jason.
That doesn't happen. Yeah.
This is
Well,
Jason's comeback.
teasing
Just
a fight.
remind people
Teasing.
what they love about these movies. Get a Jason with presence, get a better costume, get some cool kills. This one had at least one. The apple slicer to the eye was cool. Get character. I understand that Friday the 13th doesn't have the most defined characters. I will forget every character in this movie or in this short film by the time we're done with the first House of Wax movie.
Yeah.
I at least remember the Friday the 13th movie Final Girls.
Okay, but also it's like you're comparing 80-minute movies to a 15-minute short. Like they are different things. And for what I think the cast here is fine. I don't think the performances are the problem.
Oh, I'm not
I
saying
think
the
the-
performance is the problem. But with the structure of this, just taking it on what we have, I need to be able to care about this final girl that's getting her revenge. Why should I care that she's dead or that her
I agree that
boyfriend
it's
is
too
cheating on
short.
her?
Yeah. No, I think for this to work better for me, I need another 10 or 15 minutes.
And just the
it's-
whole, oh, the lake is cursed and it brings them back. That is way too similar to the evil is possessing Corey whatever from Halloween Ends.
And I say this is a very silly series that has never had an internal logic that does shit like that. I'm used to it with Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I don't expect really that much from Friday the 13th. That's just me.
Draven, didn't they announce adult Jason in the show? Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know. Jason X Lover declares supernatural final. Okay, sure.
So, do we have any final thoughts on
Robert,
Sweet
final
Revenge?
thoughts.
Like I don't know if I could call it fine. It's very whatever. It's very meh for me. It happened. I'll move on. It's 15 minutes. I cannot strongly recommend it. There are short films, namely Never Hike Alone. Watch that.
Just go watch
Uh,
Never Hike Alone.
Watch that.
I do still need to watch that, so I might check that out sometime.
And yeah, sure. Austin, I will argue Jason X is not that big of a jump the shark. Jason is never sure, it's in space. Jason is still treated seriously. Whatever.
I think he's still treated seriously here. I don't.
He's not a clown in this.
Yeah.
He has no presence in this movie. That's the problem.
Yeah, but that's. Yeah, but I think the problem there is that just the design isn't great, and
it's 15 minutes. He's in
Yeah.
a couple scenes. Like you don't get a lot of time with him.
Oh yes, because I forgot every Jason needs 30 minutes of screen time to steal the show.
Usually you see a lot of Jason walking around killing people.
Yeah, and but
This is
even
15
from
minutes.
most Jason's first scene, there's at least some kind of presence there. At least in the good ones.
I think this guy's fine.
My final thoughts is that I will try that apple cider if I can get my hands on it.
Noah's final thoughts is he really wants some apple cider.
Yeah, I want some apple cider now.
Yeah. We'll see you guys in a few minutes for House of Wax. Have a good night, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.